Hey guys, what's going on? Jake here, and welcome back to F124 Driver Career Mode. So last time out, we were in Monza for the Italian GP, and we were leading the race in the wet for the whole thing, from second on the grid, but we bottled on the last lap, but losing out to both Ferraris and finishing P3, which is still an incredible result and not where I should be, because the AI is still definitely too low. But today we are going to work towards solving that. But I don't do it till after quali, so yeah. We still haven't managed to take pole position in this series yet. And considering the AI has been too low for us, and we've been consistently fighting towards the front in quali, it has been quite poor from me. I feel like I should have done better. But hopefully today at Baku, which is normally quite a good track for me in quali, hopefully we can show up and perform today and maybe take our first pole position and probably our only pole position of this season, because from this episode forward the AI will be increased, probably to the point where we can't get pole position. So here we are. The final Q3 lap will be fully in the video, but by that I mean it will be like, you know, I won't be talking over it, but I just love Baku. I'm going to be completely honest. We can talk a little bit about Baku. I love Baku. It's all brake zones and right angle corners, and it's just a very, very lovely track to drive, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. In previous games, the issue was in the race that the tyres would get too warm, but hopefully we don't have that issue this year, and this track will be still incredible to drive. Setting a purple first sector there. A little bit wide through that bit. As you can see, I've probably nudged like every single wall to exist, but damage is on standard. But I do think we did get damage on this first lap, hence why it's not going to be my best showing in the world. It's going to be, as we come up to the line, a 1:39.4, which, yeah, as I said, it wasn't my best showing, but I still managed to get quickest in the session with it. So, yeah, I just think Baku's just a really strong circuit for me, because I can brake later than the AI, you know. My lines are accurate, my traction isn't as good, and my straight line speed is not as good, but it's alright. Here we are into Q2. So, this, you know, it's been a good showing so far. We are looking good for pole position. The only way I wouldn't get pole position is if I completely bottled my lap in Q3. But Q2, especially on only 101 AI, just had to look over my shoulder there to make sure I haven't died while AFK in my Minecraft world. Yeah, it should be a formality on this AI around this track, driving the way I am, and already this lap has been very, very clean. Like, it's just a very smooth lap. Like, I'm just hooking up the car so nicely. The hash felt absolutely incredible around this circuit. The Haas is just one of those cars that is very good in a straight line. We've developed it, myself and Nico, to be, as we almost hit the wall there, very good in a straight line. We were very scrappy through this middle sector. That is the area where we went wrong. But overall, it's been a very, very good lap, and something that we can be proud, or a lap that we can be proud of thus far. We set 1:39.4 in Q1. What are we going to set in Q2? But yeah, it's just a weird one. It's just a weird one. I can't even remember what I was talking about. I'm just waffling at this point because I completely forgot. I chucked full laps in there. But here we are. As you can see, Lance Stroll a 1:40.8. We set a 1:39.4 in Q1. So yeah, surely we go quicker. This lap is way more hooked up. Other than that slight castle section, 1:38.9. That is the only lap we did in the session, because that was enough to get us quickest in the session by 3.5 tenths. So yeah, but for Q3 I thought I'd take the mick a little bit, and I thought I'd go out on mediums. I wanted to raise the stakes. I wanted to make it so my last lap in Q3 had to be incredible, or else we wouldn't be starting on pole. I wanted to increase the pressure because I knew the AI was too low, and I knew it the whole session. I was like, oh god, I can't change it now, can I? But yeah, enjoy the Q3 lap, guys. And there was a couple of close excursions, but that is it. We finally get our first pole in Formula 1 as the Haas driver. Probably our only pole of the season because the AI is going up from this moment forth. But how much quicker were we than the AI? 5.5 tenths quicker than Charles Leclerc as the next quickest car. 7 tenths away from the pack. Yeah, the AI probably needs to go up more than what I'm going to put it, but I'm going to put it to 103 for now because I know Baku's a very strong track for me. But yeah, we're going 103. Next season will 100% be 105 just to try and make it hard for me. But yeah, obviously after that incredible result, we are on pole position. I think Nico's starting 11th or 12th, which is a solid result for Nico. Hopefully he can try scramble some points with some retirements. But it's going to be a very simple strategy today. Medium, hard for this race. The tyre wear isn't that bad around this circuit, especially on hards. And in hindsight, I should have done soft hard because I think it would have worked very well. But yeah, let's just get into the Grand Prix. We need a good grid slot though. We're probably going to get jumped off the start on the dry tyres because my starts aren't the greatest. But here we are, a very strong circuit for me. My race pace is normally really good around here as well. 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. And immediately off the start on the medium tyres, Charles Leclerc jumps us and he's clear into the lead by turn 1. And we've still got Verstappen and Russell on their inside. They're side by side, giving me a little nudge, but at the end of the day, I was ahead, so if they had spammed me around, it would have been their fault, not mine. But now we've got Charles Leclerc to chase after, as he has now taken the lead. But the cars behind us are battling, and now we have pulled a 3-second gap to them. We're trying to stick with Charles Leclerc on lap 2, about to come on to lap 3. DRS is active, we need it on this straight, but it was a scruffy last sector, and we lose 2 tenths through this sector. Just coming out of the exit on that final corner, before those windy bits and the straight, we were losing 2-3 tenths a lap somehow on the other drivers. My line was really bad for some reason, and I don't know why. But yeah, we tried to stick with Charles as much as possible, but we just couldn't. And by lap 8, he pulled 2.7 seconds, and Russell was now the car gaining afterwards. And we were struggling. We were really struggling. And another thing that really annoyed me is, as you can see my target there, we are definitely guaranteed to get it, and then it starts sucking up fuel 3 tenths before the line, and we miss out, which is brilliant. But literally nothing has happened. Russell has now caught up to us, so I think it's now finally time to box before Russell overtakes us. Charles Leclerc is now about 5 seconds in the lead. Into the box we come, very nice pit entry. We're going to go for an undercut. We're going to go onto the hard compound of tyres and hopefully undercut everyone and try get a bit closer to the lead, but do I think it'll happen? Probably not. But here we are on the hards, good pit stop. Actually, Leclerc boxed on the same lap as me, so there's no undercut on Leclerc. If anything, we're going to lose time on the cold tyres and in traffic compared to him. So, yeah, we've got now the traffic. Somehow calling Norris and Stroll traffic is crazy from a Haas point of view. But here we are. We're going to make a lunge on Norris. We need to try and get this move done. He locks up anyway. We go down the inside of Norris, and it's a brilliant little move. That is actually such a good move. But the first half of this race was really boring. All I'm going to say is the second half of this race was really intense. So here we go. By the time Lance Stroll on this lap is going to box, and Nico as well, my teammate, he's currently P6 ahead of Norris and Stroll in his defence. He's doing very well this Grand Prix. Norris doesn't actually pit, he just gets double slipstream and sails past me, which is really annoying because I really need to stay ahead of him because he's so much slower on those old hards. We need to try to overtake Norris here. He's going to defend the inside, so we're going to hopefully hang it around the outside of Lando, having to re-overtake the McLaren, but it does give us DRS at least to be able to pull away on the straight and hopefully stay ahead of the McLaren driver. But by the time everyone is pit, the gap to Leclerc is now 5.5 seconds, with Russell now at 2 seconds behind. So we have managed to gain a second and a bit on Russell, but we have lost a second to Leclerc. And before, well, not everyone had pit yet. The Red Bulls were still going along on their hard tyres. And one of them is Max Verstappen, who is now retiring from the Grand Prix. We have a near collision with Verstappen, but at a track where, you know, Max Verstappen could have extended his championship lead by even more. He's missed out. The gap now has increased to Leclerc to 6 seconds from 5.5, which is not ideal, but we are looking now to set a fastest lap of the Grand Prix as Perez pits from P2, obviously on an alternate strategy. I think Leclerc was held up a little bit by traffic. We set up 1:41.0, but the gap to Leclerc has come down from 6 seconds to 5 in a matter of laps, and for some reason, I don't know why, 1 lap later, we are only 3.7 seconds. We've gained 1.3 seconds in the last lap or two on Charles Leclerc. And I don't know how. I really don't know how. I don't know where this pace is coming from.
Leclerc is ahead of you. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.6 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. Time last lap, 1 minute 42.3. Right, you're closing in by around 1.4 seconds a lap.
Now, I don't know if Leclerc's managing an issue, but we haven't been told about it because now on lap 24, we are 2.2 seconds behind Leclerc, and merely a lap and a half later, we are now within DRS range of the Ferrari driver, fighting for the lead potentially we could be here at Baku, looking for our second win in F1, looking for Haas's second ever win. Can we do it? We are now within the DRS range of Leclerc. All we need is a good exit here, and we get it. We are so much quicker for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's his tyres. My tyre wear are on like 10% on all of them. My tyres are doing great. We could have done as hard the whole race, but Charles Leclerc is struggling, and we are now within the DRS range of the Ferrari driver. We are now going to be able to stick with him throughout the last lap and potentially fight Leclerc up to the line for the win of the Baku Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do. Through the middle of lap 26, we were this close to Leclerc. There was a potential of a lunge here and there, but we were saving it up. We were going to try stay close for the final straight. And that is exactly what's going to happen. As on the final lap of the Grand Prix, as Guan Yu Zhou has retired, it looks like in the pit lane, we have now got Leclerc ahead of us. He's only 5 tenths ahead. He's going to run out of ERS to the line. The AI always do. We have a chance of winning this Grand Prix with slipstream, DRS, and overtake mode. Here we come on Charles Leclerc, first of all using hot lap. Now we've got to switch it to overtake. We need to go for the move on Charles Leclerc. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. Why? We're going to go for the move anyway. Up to the line. We pip Leclerc to the win. Yes! What a second win in Baku. On the line win. What a result that is for the team. Another win. I can't believe it. P5, are you kidding me? Why have I just got P5? No, Guan Yu Zhou retired on the... Ferrari have robbed a 1-2 off me, and Guan Yu Zhou in the secondary Ferrari team, the closest sister team to Ferrari, retired on the line to stop me winning this race and dropped me down from P2 at the minimum to P5. I can't believe it. And then do you want to know what I did that was even worse? I went to go look at the race director to go get a screenshot of what my retirement was for, and I accidentally restarted the session, and I just raced for like an hour. I wasn't doing that again. So I did the only thing I could be bothered to do, annoyed at the race, is I just retired, and I just was like, yeah, we've just gone from should have having a win in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to now technically having a retirement on the record. And I know it was my fault because I accidentally clicked restart session, but we're now going to have to keep a paper record of the standings, which I'm more than happy to do, because... yeah, it's an absolute travesty. I don't even watch the celebrations. That's how annoyed I am. In this redo, Max Verstappen wins. He retired in the other Grand Prix. And because we retired, we lose out on driver rating and loads of stats. Robbed. Absolutely robbed. Which it's infuriating, really. And to be honest, this has really pushed me away from the Ferrari family. That move to Aston and the Mercedes family is looking really tasty now. I don't want to be a part of this Ferrari family anymore. They've screwed me over. They're not happy with me. I took one of them out in Netherlands. I held them up in Monza and stopped them getting an easy... well, they still got a 1-2, but I made it hard for them. I've made it... I should have just won the race over them both here. And again, I've been screwed over by the Ferrari team, maybe getting payback. The relationship between myself and the Ferrari family is not working out. And it's really controversial, this result. The show was not in the way. We've been screwed over by the FIA and Ferrari. Definitely told Zhou, instead of retiring in the pits where he could have made it to, 100%, they definitely told him to retire on track because I was going to get Leclerc. They knew it, and I'm convinced of it. It's over, Ferrari. I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. Unless I'm getting promoted to that big, the major team seat, I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. Yeah, you've screwed me over time and time again. So, on the official record, it says I DNF'd that race. But I have kept a different record. We are going to keep it on 103 AI from now on. So it is going to be difficult next time out in the Mexican Grand Prix. But I am looking forward to it. And you are going to see the actual standings at the end. Don't you guys worry about that at all. But yeah, we have more upgrades to do for Mexico. We've got some more upgrades coming in. We are now comfortably sat between Aston Martin and Williams as the just like kind of land of their own mid-drift team, which means we could be fighting for points every race. Hulkenberg has been close every race. There's now way more upgrades have failed, and yeah, it's just not ideal. But here we are. These are what the standings look like. As you can see, I'm ready to update them for Mexico and the races afterwards. So Max Verstappen still leads the Drivers' Championship, etc., etc. I am sick from the championship now. And then moving into the Constructors, we are currently sat in 5th. We are we have 50 points behind Mercedes. So now I'm going to have to do this from now on, which is absolutely great. Yeah, honestly, it's a really controversial end to this race, guys. But I hope you did enjoy it nonetheless. It was a bit of a boring Grand Prix up until that end point, and I wish I could have showed you more my live thoughts whilst chasing down Leclerc, you know, me talking about catching him, me getting excited. It would have been maybe more exciting, but hopefully Mexico's an even better race in terms of excitement for the video, so stay safe, everyone.